You ain't going to no big city. Mass ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm going with or without you.
Rudy, stop talking like that. Stop.
Hey, what are you niggers doing over there?
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Hey, what are you doing?
And cuts! Fantastic. I need more American slave. Okay?
Like struggle.
Yeah, the struggle.
Sort of like the dialogue, like the back and forth banner.
3, 2, 1, action!
Druski drops bombs on Hollywood's obsession.
Hey, what are you doing?
And cuts!
That I took on. To say the least, I put it all on the line.
Our boy Druski has done it again. Druski is transforming from a guy who creates skits on Instagram and YouTube. He's transforming right in front of our eyes into one of the most important satirists that we've seen in our generation. This is a preview for Druski's new movie, Release the Shackles. And you all came to the right place, because let me tell you, this one hits close to home. Some of y'all might not know out here that I am...
Nah, he not gonna cry. Don't do
He
that.
might cry. Yo, I'm telling you, man,
He's sensitive. He's an actor. I didn't know that.
Oh, word?
That's why.
Okay.
I don't know what he was in. He's like cop number 3 on Hill Street Blues, something
I don't
like
know
that.
about that, but he be welling up. That nigga will start
Yeah,
crying.
he will
man.
cry on your ass.
Yeah.
Watch out.
a trained actor. I am a classically trained actor. I've done the whole process. A lot of y'all might not know that. A lot of y'all might just think I'm some guy on YouTube, but I've actually had experience and worked in the theater. Very serious about my craft. Don't often get to use it as much these days, but Druski might be actually...
Why not? He should put together some skits or something, or some drama.
He might have been in the movie Life. Remember at the end when they were in Yankee Stadium and all the people was in the stadium? He was one of the people in the balcony.
He said he was in the theater. Don't do that to him, man. Shout out to Fawcett Media, man. Trying to grind it out. Plus, he done blew his channel up.
Getting close to one of the reasons a guy like me is here on YouTube.
Well, you promise you go with me now.
Rudy, stop talking like that. You ain't going to no big city. Mass ain't gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm going with or without you.
Rudy, stop talking like that. Stop.
Hey, what are you niggers doing over there?
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Hey, what are you doing?
And cuts! Fantastic. I need
kiss
more
on the forehead.
American slave. Okay?
Like struggle.
Yeah, the struggle. Like
Sort of like the dialogue, like the back and forth banner.
Absolutely. Yes.
See, this role was sort of a bit cheeky. I got a little bit out of my comfort zone, you know.
During the filming of this role and this character, I felt oppressed.
That's how I be.
Yeah, that's how it be. Idris Elba's of the world.
Yeah. It's a bunch of them. You be like, this nigga too?
Yeah, him?
But it's not only black actors, they do it white actors too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened all the time.
No, it was Chadwick.
Everybody. Everybody.
And they recycled
Wolverine.
Yes.
Mel Gibson from somewhere. He from Australia. He's from way down under. Yeah, he is. Mate, he's a mate.
Right,
He sure is.
Mad Max.
That's not a knife. He is a knife. He had a knife. Right.
Yes.
See, this role was sort of a bit cheeky. I got a little bit out of my comfort zone, you know.
During the filming of this role and this character, I felt oppressed. Like an American slave, like a lot of struggle. I studied the art.
Fantastic turnout on the red carpet tonight. I'm just arriving. We have Samson Dubois at the American Guild.
This nigga named Samson Dubois.
Playing American slave roles?
But that's what they do. Yo, they did the same thing with Cynthia Erivo in that goddamn Harriet movie.
Yeah.
You talking about a movie that made... You ever see it?
No.
Nigga. It was a Harriet Tubman movie and somehow the black man was still the enemy.
What?
They had this evil black slave catching ass dude that he was the main like he was the one that was trying to...
In Harriet Tubman movie?
In the Harriet Tubman movie.
So the brother in some kind of way
he was still the devil. And and she was played by Cynthia Erivo. That's the wide-nosed girl from Black Panther. She's one of the bald-headed.
Oh, she the girl is with what you call that?
She the wicked, yeah. She the one that want to fight.
Yeah. She crazy. She like she demonic now.
Yeah. She from somewhere else.
Awards.
Samson, you look great tonight.
How hard was it for you to change your accent?
As a little boy from Manchester, I think I struggled a bit with the dialect, right? But to really get into character for this quite astonishing role that I took on, to say the least, I put it all on the line.
All right, 3, 2, 1, action!
I'm telling you, nigga, if you fuck with my shit, I'll kill you, nigga. You'll be fucked up.
Fuck! Nigga, we family. Nigga, ain't no fucking family in this shit. We not family, nigga. Fuck family.
Hey, cut. That's the one.
Stunning.
Working with a good London boy, and I bother him all the time. I had a call with the director. It was quite quintessential to the role, and great character development behind it.
I put this fucking bullet in your head, nigga.
I love
Something like that. Yeah, Druski crazy, man.
It's the truth, though, nigga. You can't beat the truth. The jokes write themselves. You just do the shit.
All facts.
and great character development.
And know what else is really dope? His level of production consistently gets better.
Yeah. We
This
see it.
this look real.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like it was like a war show or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is real. I mean, and with that access, he's using it to, he might have been here on the actual studios of ET. And was like, I'm already here doing an interview. Let's get the phones out. Let's get a couple things together. Boom.
Nah, ain't no phones. He got the cameras out. Yeah. But what he's doing is reinvesting into his craft.
Reinvesting into the craft. But what I'm saying is, when you are in spaces like this, you'd be surprised how many things are done with a much smaller crew. You understand? If they, let's say, if he was already invited to a major movie production, it's nothing for them to bust out a couple cameras and put something together. I'm telling you, you've got small, compact situations that can create something just as good as this, right? Especially considering that there's already lighting and you've got access to all the stuff. I mean, but even if he didn't want to, like you said, reinvesting it's looking great.
Director, it was quite quintessential to the role, and great character development behind it.
I put this fucking bullet in your head, nigga.
I laugh because I'm penniless and a bit quite surreal.
Samson Dubai. Samson, yo, who's the girl? What's your next movie? What's your next movie? Yo, do you think your British accent gets you all the black bros in America?
Come on, bro. Are you serious, bro?
Do you think you're better than them?
Better than who, bro? Black people.
Yeah.
Stop.
Better than who, bro? Better than who, bro? The details in this.
Yeah.
If you see, he has an actual film crew out there shooting this, releasing the shackles. Release the shackles. and the outside interview. And if you notice, there's a lot of detail that Druski has in here too. Like the director is actually British. The guy he's in the car with here is actually British as well. He said it's a good London boy. He did mess up one thing. That wasn't a Manchester accent. Just being a stickler for detail as I would. I know that's something that they would say. He sounds like more like he was from London, But the details, if you look at the back at this poster here that he got up there for Concrete Jungle, they even put a poster up of Concrete Jungle. You know how much work that takes? You could probably do it with AI now, but that is attention to detail.
Respect.
That is crazy. And he's talking to the film director. Is the film director British or American?
It was quite quintessential to the role.
It's quintessential to the role.
Right. That's exactly what they would say. It's quite quintessential.
Character development behind it.
I put this fucking bullet in your head.
I laugh because I'm penniless and a bit quite surreal.
I'm penniless and I'm a bit quite surreal. It's very South London, I think. He's going for. So yeah, but Druski has opened up a very serious question. Druski, he's been doing this type of thing for years, man, where he plays, these roles. But it works because it mirrors something real. The industry is picking British actors to play Black Americans so often for very culturally specific roles.
They're more tame. They're easy to deal with. And they come from Africa too. So they come in every kind of shade that you want.
That's not why, man.
They do. They get the original niggas from Africa that came over there to England, and they go to the England acting schools because England made up acting.
And what, they gonna pay them less?
No, they don't pay them less. They can get to pretend they American.
So it's not enough good or qualified Black actors here in the United States?
Yeah, but then they niggas. You gotta bring niggas. You gotta bring live niggas on set. It's like
bring the entourage.
Yeah, it's like they use dogs. That's like asking, why don't bring real street dogs in here? It's a street dog movie. Why? We're the real street dogs. You're like, I don't know if I want a real street dog. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we'll have some backup street dogs, but the main street dogs, we need to be, very trained dogs, actually.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, it's the truth. Imagine if the movie was about rats. You gonna bring alley rats? Sure, you may have a couple alley rats, but the main character is gonna be lab rats painted brown.
Son, how are you comparing black actors to alley rats, man? It's not a good analogy, man. Do something else. Use something else.
Okay.
Forget it.
And everyone's just going along with it. Everyone's just going along with it. We don't have a problem with it per se, because these are talented actors. I'm not even going to front. A lot of these British guys are very talented.
No doubt about it.
But are they that talented where no American actor can even be considered for the role? We laugh at Druski's skit because we recognize it. We recognize the truth in it. If you look at the comments, it's a full stream of people saying, oh my God, I've been saying this forever. Hollywood has a black American actor problem. From Daniel Kaluuya in Get Out, Idris Elba playing Stringer Bell in The Wire, Damson Idris in Snowfall.
He messed me up.
All them dudes is from overseas?
Yeah, he was British accents.
Who, him too?
Yeah, you ever seen him? You ever see that show, Snowfall?
Snowfall, I heard it was real good.
It's crazy, and he is LA like I don't know what, yo. Like there's no way you would think this nigga's from England.
Yeah, actor.
No, I mean a damn good one.
All right, well, what you complaining about then?
Let me show you this shit.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another nigga talk.
Directly from black American culture. You got 3 British actors cast to play these American roles. And in every single case, you can even throw my boy from All American. Literally, the show is called All American, but the black American in the script is played by a British guy. It's kind of ridiculous at this point, But in every single one of those projects, every single case, the British accent had to be hidden just to make it work, just to make it believable. Right. And that should be an indication of the problem that exists. See, the question isn't whether these actors are talented. They are. The question is why casting keeps reaching across the Atlantic when the story is set in Baltimore or South Central or the sunken place. There are 2 specific reasons Hollywood won't admit to. And the second one is going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. Okay. We're told it's about merit. When I got out of grad school for acting, and I went to a pretty damn good grad school, I got some great actors that came out of my school. 2 that come to mind are Mahershala Ali and Wood Harris. That's just a short list, right? But when I got out of grad school, our biggest competition a lot of times for a young black man in his 20s was rappers. At that time, Hollywood was fascinated by rappers. And so you couldn't go to movies or television shows without running into a rapper that got the role over an actor. Mm-hmm. But as time went on and that went out of fashion, and you started realizing that these rappers weren't necessarily the strongest actors, our competition became actors from the UK and parts of Africa, basically anywhere else but Black America. They were looking over foundational Black American actors. And I know a lot of people probably wouldn't believe that, but you just look at the rosters of some of these big 3 agencies and name the people who have the background of the people who were descended from slavery in America. And we've been told for years that this is all about merit. When you look at how these casting rooms actually run through merit, it turns out to be code for something else entirely. You start with Get Out because it's the clearest case, right? Jordan Peele wrote a film from a specific place. The psychological terror of being a black man navigating white liberal spaces. The ones that perform allyship with you while treating you like a curiosity or something strange. That's not a universal experience. And the fact that Jordan wrote that was very personal. We're starting to get some indications that he might have written it about a friend of his.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Possibly. But see, that's not a universal experience. That's a culturally specific nightmare that Black Americans recognize the second it hits the screen. It's why Sam Jackson said,
Yeah, because in England they all fuck cross barriers. That's part of England. For real, you can't go black on black in England. They call you racist.
What?
If you black and you do it to somebody black in England, you can't do it. So let me know in the comments.
what would this movie have been like if they had put a real American brother in that role?
So I tend to wonder, what would that movie have been with an American brother who really understands that in a way? Because, I mean, what would a brother from America have made of that role? You know, and I'm sure the director helped. And, you know, some things are universal, but everything ain't.
So when they cast the lead with a kid from England who had to study and absorb the cultural experience that wasn't his, Daniel Kaluuya did the work and the performance landed. But just sit with that for a second. The most talked about Black American horror film in a generation was anchored by someone who had to learn about the experience from the outside in. You can say that there's racism in the UK, and there's some racism in the UK, but there's a very specific cultural history that goes on here on the shores of America. That
they got whips in the UK? Did they whip them? How did they slave?
I'm not really familiar with slavery in the UK. We know about the slavery here in the States.
Right. But England, when they was doing slaves, how they did it? Because they don't really got a lot of stuff to do for the slaves. They're like, well, y'all can
sip tea.
If you were not descended from it, it might be foreign to you. But then you look at Idris Elba in The Wire. The whole identity of that show rests on the authenticity of Baltimore being a character in that. Not only do
and so you know, Stringer Bell never sounded like he was from Baltimore.
Not really.
Ever. Only from people that's not from Baltimore.
Right.
I mean, I didn't know he was an American, but I never thought he sounded like he was from Baltimore. No.
Nah, but that's what put him on the map, though.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
you have Idris Elba there, but you also have the other lead on the police force. He's also British. So it's not just exclusive to Black Americans, but it seems to be the most egregious when it comes to Black Americans. But Idris Elba Stringer Bell was a great character. It's one of the most iconic characters in TV history. And they spent the entire run making sure that you never heard his real voice. And he struggled. Let me tell you, he struggled. As someone from not too far from Baltimore, you can tell that Idris Elba was doing a general New York accent in order to try to fit into that Baltimore aesthetic, not necessarily a Baltimore accent. You want to hear a Baltimore accent, listen to the character Snoop that comes in the later seasons of The Wire. But he fought hard for that role, and he talked about his casting situation. But was there no other actor in Hollywood that could have played that role? I guess we'll never know.
Probably not from Baltimore, because they was actually playing that role. You understand what I'm saying?
And he was banging.
Snowfall is the same story. Literally the story of Freeway Ricky Ross, which they tried to fictionalize and, you know, kind of embellish, so they didn't have to give that credit, which is another thing. I hate that John Singleton decided to go that way. But it's a Black American kid in 1980 South Central watching the crack epidemic hollow out a generation of Black people. And Damson Idris, British, played him for 6 seasons in a suppressed English accent. This dude had to go hang out with Dub C from the West Side Connection to get into the character, to start understanding how he had to sound and what world he was in. The performance is excellent.
Yes, it is.
That's not the argument. The argument is that this keeps happening. And every time the industry acts like it's just a coincidence, it's not. 2 things are driving this, and they work together. The first is what I would describe as like a prestige bias. Hollywood decided somewhere in their boardrooms that British training equals serious acting. This is why it's so clear when Druski does this. People that went to RADA or Lambda or the whole ecosystem of British drama schools, they've decided that it carries a cultural weight that American training just doesn't get credit for.
Plus, they sound cool and believable when they talk. You believe them. They sound like the real stuff. Whatever you got. If somebody say to you in British accent, you believe it. You be like,
So the Black Panther, he sound.
I mean, he was from Africa, but yes, he had somewhat of.
Yeah, he had the African accent.
Yeah,
he had it.
It's exotic. Americans think stuff is exotic, especially when we don't know no better. We don't know the difference between one British accent and another. So if you got a trash British accent, like an accent that in England would be associated with lower class people, to us that shit sound.
Yeah. It's peace.
This motherfucker slick. This nigga must know some shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not what he's. It's different if you had like you said, a role set up for an English actor and brought some of these dudes in. No, these are English roles. They're not enough qualified black actors. Is that what they're trying to say? Is that what Hollywood is trying to say?
No, I think that they are blinded by the English accent and the prestige, like you said, that it appears to come with it. That's what I meant by bringing up the accent being believable for, like, you know, if you go in a
Snowfall,
if you go buy a Rolex and they got a British person in there, you're like, oh, I'm here. You know what I mean?
No, I don't get that one.
I'm not saying I feel that way. I'm just saying that's how people look at it.
Right.
Listen to any commercial, man.
So when a casting director wants a black actor who reads as awards caliber, the bias points towards London before it points anywhere in America. I think of a story that happened to a personal friend of mine, Sterling K. Brown, who, when he saw the role of Christopher Darden and wanted an opportunity to read for it, he's mentioned in interviews that the casting people were looking in London and Africa to get somebody to play this role because they thought no American would want to play a character that despicable. Really? Last I checked, we're just looking for great opportunities to flex our craft, to challenge ourselves. And a lot of times, black
and the work
American actors aren't given those opportunities. So Sterling was like, hey, I'm right here in Los Angeles and you all are looking over me. But that story has a happy ending because Sterling K. Brown, also trained at my conservatory, got that role and embodied it, won a Golden Globe and an Emmy, and set his career off on a whole nother trajectory that it probably wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So if you just think it's just about the British training system and how much better they are trained than we are, you're only seeing half of the picture. It's a political calculation running in these Hollywood offices that has nothing to do with talent. It has everything to do with safety. The second driver for this is risk aversion, and this one is very deep. Post 2020, studios got very conscious of what it means to center Black American stories. The conversation around representation and around the specific history of anti-Black racism in America, around what it means to tell those stories authentically. That conversation has political gravity. You know, a Black American actor brings their full cultural identity into that space, and you can feel it. A Black or British actor brings the talent, sometimes without the same complications as the.
What I told you. You want an alley rat? Or you want a train rat?
Industry would say. You see, the accent gets repressed, gets hidden, and the optics are managed. The box gets checked, and nobody actually has to engage with what the story is actually saying. The British accent, it equals safety to these people. Boy, if they really ever went to London, they would know that ain't true. They've got some tough blokes over there. Roadman. This isn't necessarily the.
Yeah, they'll stab you in London. That's actually more gangster than shooting somebody. That's insane. They regularly do it. Like, you gotta go to the club, you scared you might get stabbed. Stabbed with a kitchen knife, just all whatever they got. Screwdrivers and shit.
Use a lot of guns over there.
British actors' fault. Once again, they're just being used in this way. Because if you hire a Black American, sometimes you get Malcolm X, right? When Denzel Washington played Malcolm X in 1992, you had a cultural moment. I remember because my mother took me to that movie on purpose so that I could witness this. This movie caused a resurgence in political activism. Black children and teenagers were wearing hats with X's on it. So some adults too, by the way. But that type of cultural connection right there. In contrast to something like Daniel Kaluuya playing Fred Hampton. Didn't have the same impact necessarily, did it? It was done well. It was acted okay. I would have made some different choices.
I get it. It's too black. When you put the British in there, it can't get too black.
The soul is not the soul of it is not.
You can't get too black because you get a black director, black actors, and everybody get together. You know, because black people, once we get together, you know.
Gumbo.
Yeah, we want to turn up. And it's going to be certain stuff is,
flavorful. We got flavor.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they don't, but we got flavor.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, if you want to see more of this video, you can check it out on Fawcett Media's channel. The more I learn about him, the higher respect and regard I see this brother. And yeah, keep doing your thing. Hopefully you get more acting gigs and your YouTube channel seems to be performing excellently. The title of that video was Druski Drops Bombs on Hollywood's Obsession with British Actors. All right, we out.
We out.